Hello, everybody. This is Words on the Word podcast, and I'm your host, Joshua Perez. It's been several days already since the Habemus Papam announcement of Cardinal Dominic Mamberti, sharing to us that Cardinal Robert Prevost is our new Pope. Ang dating si Cardinal Prevost, ngayon ay kilala na natin bilang si Papa Leon ika-14 or Pope Leo XIV. Sa totoo lang po, kagaya ng mga maraming Catholic personalities in social media and the media outlets na napanood ko, it was a surprise that Cardinal Prevost, a cardinal from the United States, a name na hindi ganun kapamilyar sa nakararami ang lumabas sa central balcony ng St. Peter's Basilica. Hindi siya nababalita sa media bilang papabile. Papabile meaning papable or parang candidate, napupusuan, na nakikita na posibleng maging Santo Papa. But nonetheless, he became Pope Leo XIV, and according to what we've researched about his life and his papacy so far, as young as it is, through his homilies, prayers, statements, singing, and whatnots, maraming maganda at nakakamanghang bagay tungkol sa kanya. At bukod nga doon sa respeto at pagkilala na dapat talagang mayroon ng bawat Katoliko sa kahalili ni Pedro bilang kinatawan ni Kristo sa lupa. On a personal level, I'm already loving Pope Leo for so many reasons. And one of those is his observance and display of the Church's tradition. As we all know, ang sinundang Santo Papa ni Pope Leo ay si Pope Francis. And his papacy is well known for a lot of things, on top of which is being humble. And for this episode, I would love to talk about that. Let us talk about what humility is. If you think you know where this is going, I would like to clarify that this is not going to be a critic of our then Holy Father Francis. He has his own approaches and has his own reasons for his choices and lifestyle, and we clearly understand that. Instead, this is going to be an explanation for those who are not that familiar with the Church's concept of beauty and disqualifies the beautiful symbolisms in our religion as if them being grand and aesthetically pleasing contradict Christ's call for simplicity. May mga nakita po kasi akong posts comparing Pope Leo with Pope Francis. Na si Francis daw, simple lang. Naka-plain white kasak lang, tapos yung pectoral cross niya ay simple lang din. Then Pope Leo naman daw, when he appeared as the new Holy Father, went back to the tradition that Francis dispensed in 2013. FYI, Pope Leo was wearing the traditional vestments for a new pope, red museta, yung parang cape, and a beautiful stole over the white rochet with a white kasak. But I don't know why this was an issue for some, and it is too ironic for me na para bang unchristian-like pa yung pag-stick with the Christian tradition with all of its beautiful customs. The vestments that the new pope wears today are beautiful. And yes, they are not too simple, and yes, that's actually a good thing. Bakit kamo? Because the office of Saint Peter, the head of the apostles, is beautiful. And his successor must represent the dignity of this office, being beautiful, respected, and holy through, of course, first and foremost, the character and personality of the Pope, but also through having fitting symbolisms, which are beautiful, respected, holy, and dignified. At ito po'y hindi lang tungkol sa Santo Papa. This is also about the architecture of the church building, ang arkitektura ng simbahan, tungkol din ito sa kasuotan ng mga pari, ng mga maninimba, tungkol ito sa dekorasyon sa altar, tungkol ito sa kagandahan ng pisikal, and how it transcends to the spiritual. Are we saying then that we should focus this much on the outside? Or are we focusing too much on the outside? No, it is not the point, and that is not the issue. In fact, the issue here is that we have become too loose and too uncaring of the physical that we do not realize it also affects our spirit in a negative way. Iba ang pagiging marangya sa pagiging maganda, at iba ang pagiging labis sa pagiging angkop. Pero ito yung tanong, ano ba ang angkop para sa Diyos, kundi ang maganda? What I love about Pope Leo XIV is that he is humble enough to dedicate almost his entire priesthood and bishopric as a missionary. Nakipamuhay talaga siya mismo sa mahihirap. He has this pastoral aura and pastoral touch of Pope Francis. But he is also humble enough to submit himself to the tradition of the church, to the ways of the church, which he recognizes being bigger than him as an individual. That every time na magmimisa si Papa Leon, so far sa mga napanood ko, he wears what's fitting to the Vicar of Christ. He wears what is fitting in persona Christi. And that, for me, is what humility is. Though may nabasa na rin ako criticizing these beautiful vestments na ganyan ba ang suot ni Kristo? Hindi ba't simple lang naman si Jesus? Hindi ba't pinuna pa nga ni Jesus sa mga panlabas na gawin ng mga pariseo? My answer to that is, ang pinuna ni Jesus noong panahong iyon ay ang pag-uugali at ang pagiging ipokrito ng mga pariseo. Hindi ang nararapat na dangal ng kanilang kasuotan bilang pare noong panahong iyon. And just to be clear, what we're talking about here is how a pope, a priest, a parishioner, a mass attendee should dress himself during the liturgy or the mass. Outside the worship, obviously it's a different thing. But during the liturgy, wear what is fitting, just like how Pope Leo is doing it. Dahil hindi naman siya nagbibihis para lang sa kanyang sarili. Nagbibihis siya para sa Diyos. How he appears beautiful and dignified signifies the kingship of the risen Christ, beautiful and dignified. For those saying that Christ isn't like that, well, read Mark chapter 9 verse 2. When Jesus entered transfiguration, he prefigured how he will look in heaven, reigning in light and in glory after resurrecting from the dead. At kung ang misa, ika nga sa Book of Revelations, ay ang banal na pakikipagtipan ng kordero at ng kanyang simbahan, well, marapat lamang na damit pangkasal ang suot ng pare at ng kanyang sambayanan. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be luxurious. But it just needs to signify the sanctity and the distinct quality of who or what is being represented. Maging si Judas Iscariote nga nang questionin niya kung bakit ba dapat ibuhos kay Jesus ang mamahaling pabango sa halip na ibenta na lamang at ipamigay sana sa mga mahihirap. Kinundi na yun ni Jesus. And what did Jesus tell him? You will always have the poor with you, but you will not always have me. So I guess, let us give what is just and right and beautiful for the glory of God. With this, I would like to share with you one post that I've read about this matter. And this one's written by James Griffin. He said, "The fact that we deride beauty as vain or wasteful is one of many cancers in our church and society. By insisting upon plain, humble furnishings for our churches in the prosperous first world, on the contrary, we make a show of false humility, prideful in our shabbiness like a well-to-do family man who calls himself middle class for wearing board shorts to work, but then frowns on a poorer man for wearing a beautiful suit." Could you imagine a president of a country addressing the nation with unpresentable clothes? What dignity is there for the country he represents? Sa bahay walang problema. Pero kapag nasa formal at opisyal kang kaganapan, kahit anong katayuan mo sa buhay, I believe, marapat lamang na ito'y paghandaan. This is a reminder that indeed we are called to be simple and avoid the temptations of the world, the temptations of material things, the temptations of grand things. And this was exemplified by Pope Francis in his 12 years of papacy. But at the same time, in the short time that Pope Leo is leading the church, as humble as he is as Prevost, he already showed that he is not shying away to represent Peter accordingly. He didn't hesitate to properly represent Christ in his visible church, which is the kingdom of God here on earth. So let us give God what is due to God, be it on the physical or in the spiritual sense. Let us give God our finest fruits, because God deserves nothing less of these. Again, this is Joshua of Words on the Word podcast. Thank you for listening. Till next time, bye-bye.